is where the R8 story begins. This is the Le Mans car from 2000. It's actually the very car that won the 24 Hours that year, and it would spark Audi's dominance at Le Mans for many years to come. 3 years later, it would inspire this car, the Le Mans Quattro concept. Put a couple of number plates on there and it would be almost indistinguishable from the road car that would follow 4 years later. Amazing how little it changed in those 4 years. We loved that car. It blew us away. From a car company known for building safe, fast, but fairly lifeless performance cars, here was a sports car worthy of the great Porsche 911. It all means the second generation model has a hell of a lot to live up to.
The new R8 uses an aluminium carbon fibre hybrid structure. It's lighter than the previous model, and the V10 Plus version is the first Audi to crack 200 miles per hour. The more powerful model gets a front splitter, side blades, door mirrors, rear wing and diffuser in gloss carbon. On the road, it drips with attitude. The high-quality cabin now features Audi's impressive virtual cockpit, which locates all of the infotainment functions within the instrument binnacle.
Here's what they've come up with, the new second generation Audi R8. This is the V10 Plus model. It's an absolute animal. There's no V8 model for now. The entry-level model is a lower-powered V10 costing £120,000 with 540 horsepower. This is the Plus model with 610 horsepower. It costs £140,000. It's worth reminding ourselves that when the first R8 V8 model arrived in 2007, it cost less than £80,000 and it had just over 400 horsepower. We're now at £140,000 and more than 600 horsepower. We're in the big leagues with this car. This is proper supercar territory, supercar price, it's supercar performance. But before we go any further, let's turn everything down. Let's get into comfort mode. Let's put the gearbox into automatic mode. Let's put the exhaust in the quiet mode. And the car relaxes. It becomes quiet, it's comfortable. I've got a supple ride, the gearbox is smooth. It's amazing how usable these cars make 600 horsepower. A few years ago, that kind of output in a supercar would have made it a nightmare to drive day to day. You wouldn't consider taking it through a busy city. These things, they're just so usable. But enough of that, let's turn everything back up. It makes a hell of a noise, this car, when it's fully lit. You don't necessarily get the full joy of the exhaust note in the cabin, but from outside it's this amazingly serrated, sharp-edged, barking sound. Yeah, love the way the car sounds. And the engine's an absolute brute. It revs all the way to 8,700 RPM, which for a big V10 engine, big capacity engine like this one, is seriously impressive. No turbochargers here, thank you very much. And the car's all the more enjoyable for it. It's just such a wonderful thing to rev out all the way. And the gearbox, it's a twin clutch gearbox. The old car eventually got a twin clutch gearbox as well, but it was just a little bit lethargic. This one, it's insanely quick. It's right up there with the likes of the Ferrari Speciale and the 911 GT3. Instant shifts both up and down. A huge step up on the old car. The car finds masses of grip. We've got the Pirelli P0 tyres on this car, and the grip levels are huge. When you're on a bit of a charge, the first impression is that the car's completely locked down, that it's not going to move around, that it's not going to alter its balance in any way, and in fact that it's not that engaging. Then you push a bit harder. That's when you find this window of understeer. It's this kind of typical four-wheel drive kind of understeer. The car will just push on a little bit, as you turn into a corner. You have to keep going, you have to push a bit harder. If you leave it there, you'll think that the car just understeers at the limit and that's it. In fact, you have to push a bit harder, back it in to the corners a little bit on the brakes, stand on the gas really early, and you can start getting it to move around. It becomes playful, just like the old car was. You're not going to pull off massive slides. It's not an M3. It's never going to be like that. On circuit, it will do. It will start to cut shapes a little bit more. But on the road, you just get these lovely little chassis movements, these alterations in the balance of the car. It just makes it really engaging, really good fun to drive. So the new R8 V10 Plus, a sweet road car. Enormous amounts of fun on the road. How does it perform on the racetrack? Portimao circuit is just 30 minutes away. Let's go find out. Portimao, very dark Portimao. Don't really have a great idea of where this circuit goes, but we'll have a think about the car. The old car on track was interesting to say the least. The key to getting a decent lap out of that old car on circuit was managing the understeer. The thing just wanted to push. So you had to drive through that understeer and you had to get it moving around, you had to get it in oversteer, otherwise it would just push on relentlessly. This car, it feels much the same. You still have to use the throttle to get the back end moving around, and it will oversteer quite nicely at corner exit actually from the apex onwards, and it makes it an enormous amount of fun. But then through these longer corners, these steady throttle corners, you've got an enormous amount of stability. The thing feels really locked down, really good grip. It feels really secure through these long sweeping corners. Yeah, it feels pretty impressive, guys. It feels like a fun, agile, exploitable, enjoyable track car. Portimao must be one of Europe's greatest circuits. In the dark, it's a hell of a challenge, I can tell you that. You can't see where it goes in the daytime, but when it's pitch black like this, I'm guessing half the time, I've got to be honest. Yeah, this car moves around a lot. It's not locked down like we feared it might be. It's still agile, it still likes to slide around, which is exactly what made the original R8 so surprising and so much fun. Yeah, it can distribute all the power, all the torque, all the way to the rear axle or all the way to the front axle, and it's got a locking differential in the rear axle, all of which means under power, from corner exit, it will slide quite nicely. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot of fun, and that engine is just astonishing. We haven't lost any of that sense of fun, that sense of enjoyment and excitement of the old car.
If there's one criticism to be levelled at the new R8, it's that its chassis and four-wheel drive system are now so efficient you're pushing really hard to make it come alive on the road. On track, it's just sublime. The original R8 was a watershed moment for Audi. This second generation model proves it was no fluke. Click on the links to watch the R8's rivals in action, and remember to subscribe to the channel.